What's up, and welcome to episode 2 of my PAX East 2026 series. Episode 1 was all about what is PAX East and what is there to do there. Like, what all is the convention about? Today's episode will be preparation and tips for the show. Today's really going to be about, are you going to the convention? Is this your first time or maybe second time and still not completely sure? Or maybe you've gone a couple times, but just maybe there's some things you didn't think about. Or maybe you just like listening and feel like listening to me talk about this convention I love. Either way, today's going to be all about that. We're going to start with what I pack to take with me on the trip. Second part is going to be daily, what do I pack in a backpack to take with me to the convention center. And then after that, it's all going to be tips, whether it be for travel, what to do at the con, or just things to make the con easier. This is my, like I've said, I think I said it last episode, if not, this is my 14th year straight going to the convention. I've learned a lot in that time. I've made mistakes. I've come up with things like, oh, this is a good idea. So not everybody is going to need everything that I list. This is just my personal that maybe will give you an idea. So let's get started, shall we? This is coming from someone who is driving to the city. I live about 6 hours away, roughly. So I'll be driving to the city, and I will have 2 other people in the hotel room with me, and I'm going all 4 days. Coming from that direction, so like clothes, like the number of clothes, certain things for at the hotel room, stuff like that, will be from the whole 4 days with 2 other people in the hotel room with me aspect of it. So let's get started. I can English. With what do I pack in my bag or bags to take with me on the trip? Like, what am I going to put in the trunk of the car and be like, all right, I'm leaving my house and I'm headed to Boston. We're going to start with the most basic thing that you need. Remember to pack your badge or badges. Everything else doesn't matter if you don't have them. I mean, you can get to the city and be like, well, I guess I'm staying in this hotel room or heading out for food all the time, but you're not going to be able to get into the convention center. So make sure to pack your badge or badges if you get like a number of days or that. Do not forget them. Anything else you can get while you're there. You can go to the grocery store or Target or whatever you want to do. Second, another easily remembered one, but to make sure it is on the list, your phone. Phones have become such a necessity, which I hate to say, well, this sucks, but it's so helpful for a lot. And you will want your phone for in the city even, but at the convention center for the PAX app. I will go more into that later. It is honestly a crucial thing. Again, self-explanatory, your wallet. Simple as that. A backpack or bag. I have a Cuphead backpack that I've had for years now that I take with me every year. This is what I will take to the convention with me. You can go without a bag, but it's nice to have one because of the things I pack to take each day. And if I buy a number of things, I buy a lot at the convention. Spoiler. I'm going to a convention. I budget out for me to have a good time while I'm there. I'll put it that way. So I buy quite a bit. I'm going to want the backpack to carry it in, not just whatever little bags or like bags they give you there, which can be nice. Don't get me wrong. An umbrella. It may not rain, but also it may rain. You can get like a smaller umbrella, a compact umbrella. Just take it with you just in case. If you get up in the morning, getting ready to leave, and you're like, well, no weather or no rain on the forecast. All right, don't take it with you. Leave it in the hotel room in your bag or on the stand or whatever. Just make sure you have one in case you wake up and go, oh, it is pouring. Well, okay. Just better safe than sorry. I would rather have one than not need it than need it and not have one. Next, water. I take a 40 pack with us every year, normally for 4 of us, but 3 of us this year. And after a long day at the con, I want to make sure I have plenty of water to hydrate, but also, and I'll talk about it more later, I take a bottle with me each day, at least 1 bottle, sometimes 2. I will get there, get back to the hotel and get thirsty, and hotel drinks are expensive. And I specifically want to drink water, because of, being active all day and wanting to get that good hydration back in me. Snacks. I take a bunch of snacks each year, like granola bars, Pop-Tarts, Oreos, and the big one, the inside joke that started and keeps going, zebra cakes. They're good for breakfast, like the granola bars and Pop-Tarts. Oreos are great for after you come back and just want a little snack. And you can also take some food to the convention. I'll talk about that a little more later. But things like granola bars and such are great for that. Medicine. Make sure you have some like Tylenol, ibuprofen, allergy medicine, a little of all of it just to be safe. It can be a long weekend, and as fun as it is, it can be exhausting and a lot. Headaches can happen. Upset stomachs can happen. You never know. Be prepared. Have it there with you. Again, I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Not having it can help ruin the weekend. So just better safe than sorry. This one is more of a kind gesture. Garbage bags. Be kind to housekeeping at the hotel. It's easier if you just have a garbage bag for each day to put garbage in and keep it clean for you, and a little easier for housekeeping. It's a nice gesture that doesn't take much extra effort at all. Plus, it just keeps the room cleaner for, like I said, while you're there. That way you're not walking around and, there are card packet wrappers all over the place, and just keep everything nice. It feels better for when you come back at night, and it's just like, everything is nice. And when you go to leave in the morning, like, yeah, I know where everything is because I don't have to, constantly look through everything. And, yeah, garbage bags are just much easier for you, too. Toiletries. Yes, hotels usually let you use what they have, but I personally get paranoid about charges, especially in a city where hotels will charge you for anything and everything. Plus, it's very basic shampoo and soap. I like to take the good stuff to make sure I get nice and clean. It's easier to pack if you're driving, naturally. So if you're flying in, you might need to stop at a store on the way or that, but I just think it's a little thing that goes a long way. Also, don't forget deodorant. Reiterating, do not forget deodorant. As well as things like toothpaste, comb and a brush, different stuff. Like, if you are getting ready in the morning, the way I look at it, if I am getting ready for a nice night out, I want all that stuff packed with me for the con each day. I want to be at my best. Next up, we have hand sanitizer. You are going to a convention full of people putting their hands everywhere. There will be some around the con, but not enough for how big or how many people are there. Take a personal one. It's helpful. A little one, just or 2, just to help you get through the day more. It's easy and simple. Pick me up. Coffee, energy drink, caffeine, electrolytes, any or all of the above. Generally, I'll drink an energy drink in the morning, then take an electrolyte packet with me to put in my water bottle at the show to help keep me going. Like I said, it's something little that can really help. You're going to be doing a lot of walking. You're going to be... there's a lot of people in there. It can get warm. Do make sure to keep track of your health. Like I said, it's a wonderful time. It's a fun time. but you need to take care of you throughout it too. Entertainment. Whether you're at the hotel or at the convention, you will have downtime. So things to do. Your phone is great, but keeping it charged is nice too. I usually take a book to read a little before I fall asleep. I'll take probably my Vita to the convention center so it's small for in my backpack. And I'll have my Switch or ROG Ally to play at the hotel while I'm getting ready in the morning at the con, or just we come back from the con and are just chilling and I can play a game. Next up, to go along with that, headphones. Perfect for the travel there. If, for example, I'm going to be in the back seat the whole ride, and I mean, we'll be stopping places and getting food and going to card stores and such. That being said, I will still be in the back of the car for at least 6 hours. Headphones are perfect in the hotel room. You won't bother your roommates if you're listening to something on your phone or, playing Switch or whatever. And at the con, if you want to listen to a podcast or put a movie on while you're in line or anything like that, you have your headphones to not bother everyone else, and so you can hear it better. Battery backup. You will be at the con for a long time each day. I'm usually there from around 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. each day. 3 days in a row. The fourth day I won't be, just because it closes at 6. And we're usually there till about 6. So, and while you're there are some plug-in spots around, but there's roughly one plug-in for every 500 to 1,000 people, so don't count on being able to use those. Instead, take a portable charger to keep giving your phone and or other electronics juice throughout the day. Simple as that. Chargers. Now that you have your phone and electronics packed, chargers are needed. Yes, I know it's simple, but it's so easy to forget. I also recommend a power strip, especially if sharing the room with others. I plug the strip in, then throughout the weekend, I have essentially the charging corner for me and any other hotel mates who may need it, like with plugs that I'm not using. Yeah, I'm going to have my Vita, Switch, phone, a battery backup, or 2. Yes, charge. Make sure everything is charged. And the last thing, which is a no-brainer, clothes. For clothes, my general rule is number of days plus 1. So for 4 days, I'm bringing 5 shirts, 5 pairs of underwear, and 5 shorts or pants. For socks, I bring number of days times 2. So 4 days, meaning 8 pairs. I'll explain why in the tips section. If you're a content creator, I also recommend extra batteries or battery packs and extra cables. I use my phone to record, but hopefully next year I'll have a better camera. So I'll take 2 or 3 battery packs to the convention each day, as well as an extra charging cable in case the one I use stops working. I know it's a little extra in my bag, but I'm going to be recording a lot. I plan on having a nice, good PAX East vlog for this year. The last time I did one was 2014. I think 2014, maybe 2016, 2018, I don't remember. But it's been at least 8 years, I'm going to say, since I did one. I'm going to make it a yearly thing now to document my trip. I know a lot of people can be like, just live in the moment while you're there, and I get it. But also, I spend each year wanting to remember my trip. So, while this is going to be content up on my YouTube channel, it is something that I will be able to watch each year before PAX and be like, oh, that was a great PAX, and oh, I forgot about when that happened. It is for me, as well as anyone else who wants to watch it. So, I'm going to be recording a lot. I'm going to be needing to keep that phone charged throughout the day. Now, we're going to move into the daily getting ready section. You can go without a bag and just with things in your pocket. There even is a separate line for people without a bag, which is fine. I just prefer to take a bag for anything I buy or may be given. They might give you a bag, but none of that is really as comfortable to carry around as a good backpack bag. So, my daily backpack for the convention will include, self-explanatory, my phone. Again, recording and the PAX app. I'll actually have a second phone that I'm going to use to record other than my main phone for just a number of reasons. Battery backup. My phone will in no way hold a constant charge for over 13 hours. Nope, not going to happen. Something to fill downtime. Like I said, I take my Vita, so it's not super big in my backpack, and it's perfect for while I'm waiting in lines or just taking a breather and just want to chill. Next up, headphones. Again, as I said, it's nicer for you and everyone around you. It's not a necessity, but while waiting in line, I will listen to podcasts or such. I listen to multiple daily podcasts and such, so it is perfect for, I'm at the convention, oh, I'm waiting in line for this. The new episode of that is up. I'll listen to it while I wait. Stuff like that. A Band-Aid. You can get these from the medical area, but I recommend taking one with you. Because usually if you need a Band-Aid, it's because you're bleeding right now. And good luck bleeding right now and going, oh, I need to get to the other side of the convention center for a Band-Aid. I would rather have one with me, and then when I use it, be like, oh, I used it. Let me stop off at the first aid station when I make it that way and ask for another one to put in my pocket in case this one needs changing or that. I just recommend taking one with you. A water bottle. Whether it's a refillable bottle or a normal water bottle that you can throw into recycling at the end of the day, take one. You need to drink water. Stay hydrated. There are water fountains you can use to refill it, or just drink out of them. Or weird stations called like Bubble or something like that. I don't remember. Apparently it's a very New England thing to get better water. Just please stay hydrated. And like I mentioned earlier, a water packet. Either energy or hydration related. I recommend hydration. Depending on the day, I might take an energy or both. Something to put in your water halfway through the day to keep you going and healthy. You will need it. That's for sure. I'm going to take a brief break and we'll be back shortly as we get into the tips section of the podcast. Next up, we have travel. Like I said, this is the tips and tricks section. There is so much I have learned over the years. So I want this to help anybody who may have questions or, isn't sure of everything. I want to try and help. I love this convention. I love going, and I want to make it a better place for people. So, yeah. I'm going to start with travel. Hotel. There are hotels around the convention center that make getting to the con easier, but also have a much higher cost. I booked our hotel last year through the convention. It was just down the road. Maybe a 7-minute walk. It was $1,500 for the week. And since we drove, it cost around an extra $200 for parking. If you're driving or prefer to take the train or something like Uber or Lyft, you can get a hotel that's a tad further away for a lot cheaper. For example, this year it'll cost around $1,000 using this method, and we're just driving about 15-20 minutes there and back each day. Parking. There are a few options for parking around the convention center. You can use things like Spot Hero to book parking for the weekend, or park at the convention center. I want to say last year it was, I think, $25 a day, which isn't bad. We park there, or we get in, park there, and when we leave, go back to the hotel. Oh, also, the cost around $1,000 this year for the method we're going with. That includes there is no cost for parking at the hotel. And I realized, I wasn't sure, it's not even going to be that much because it includes the other hotel we're staying at on Sunday night. So, not even $1,000 for the weekend. now that all the packing is done and those are your tips and tricks for getting to the convention, let's go with what the convention will bring to the show, bring to the floor, and your best bets of getting through everything. Each night or morning, make sure all your I can English. Each night or morning, make sure all electronics you are using are charged. If you're taking a camera for content creation, charge any batteries. You don't want anything to die mid-con. It's annoying. Also, don't hesitate to interact with the PAX social media. Everything from the main PAX Twitter, Insta, and Blue Sky accounts to the PAX Parties Twitter account, and what I think is most important, the r/PAX subreddit. There you can easily find info about the parties, swag list, and either help with or get help with you and others' questions about the show. I visit the PAX subreddit, honestly, daily. And it's a mixture of, oh, here's this thing that someone low-key said was going to be at the show. Or, here's this thing that was just announced. Or, hey, I'm going and I have a question about this. It's a lot of that. And it's really neat because it keeps up with everything with the show. And it's an easy way to talk to other people. Now, I will also say, the biggest help for you will be the PAX Nav app. I think it is just called PAX Nav if you go to download it. And you click on the East section. Just to give you an idea, when I was writing the script for this episode, it wasn't updated yet. That was late last week. It is now updated. The app is up and running. There is an here, as of recording, it hasn't been updated yet. That's a lie. As of recording, it is updated. Stupid last week me. It'll have maps of the whole convention center, panel and tournament schedules, and exhibitor list and info. Yes, it is super helpful. You can keep track of, if you look early, you can be like, oh, these are the panels I'm interested in. And you click on them and save them, and you can look at your schedule of, I would like to go to these panels. Or if you're like, oh, I want to go onto the show floor, let's see. Or we're like, what booth is that? And then you can click on it, and it will take you to who the vendor is and everything. And it is very helpful. Very, very helpful. The next thing I will go into, the days of the con. Thursday is really the best day to go. It's still busy, but it's definitely the least busy day and the best day for trying some of the more high-profile demos. It's also the best day to make any purchases due to fresh stock and less chances of something being sold out. Not sure what super high-profile demos will be there this year. Only about 50% of the announcements for the show have come out already. And there's a big booth that still doesn't have a name attached to it on the map, so I'm curious. Part of me thinks it might be Nintendo. They usually don't say they're going until 2 days before the con starts. But if there's a high-profile demo or that, Thursday is your best bet because of line times. Friday and Saturday are the busiest days, but also usually have the most, I'm going to say, the most well-known or most popular panels because of them being the busiest days. Sunday is another great day to check out any demos you missed, and is the second best day to purchase anything. There is the chance that things will be sold out, but also the chance that they will be giving deals on purchases because it's stock they don't need to take back with them. You never know. Every day, the show floor is open 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The first 3 days, the convention center itself is open until, I want to say midnight, and then it closes. The show floor may close, but panels and concerts will continue until the center closes. Sunday, the show floor and convention center close at 6. At that point, the convention is now over. One option each night are the after parties. Though they're not PAX affiliated, they're happening because of PAX. I'm actually really sad I can't go to the Twitch party this year because it's at the same time as the Acquisitions Inc. D&D live play, which is a big reason that I'd like to go to the con. So, that sucks. You can find info about any parties going on from the PAX Party's Twitter account or Marooners Rock. I always hear very, very fun things, and I really wanted to go this year. When you get to the con, there will be 2 lines outside, one for those with a bag and one for those without. Though the line without one moves faster, I just find it easier to get through the whole day with a backpack. Upon getting inside, they will have bins of lanyards for you to use for your badge. So if you didn't bring a lanyard, grab one here. If you arrive before 10, they will send you down the hallways, down to floor 0, and around back to the queue line, which gets into the show floor first. If arriving between 10 to roughly 10:20, you'll want to just wait in the main area until they start letting you down to the show floor. If you want to do a bigger demo, get in line now. You will probably be in line for hours. My advice is it's not worth it. You'll be wasting a lot of the show on one demo when that time could be spent checking out a lot of other stuff. The most I'll wait in line for a demo or anything on the show floor is an hour. Now that you're inside, tips for getting you through your day. These are the most important tips for the show. To reiterate, make sure you have the app downloaded. I know I will say it at least one more time. It is such a useful tool for you. Directions. Learn the convention center. And by that I mean 2 specific things. Learn the layout of the panel rooms and learn a way to ground you where you are. The panel rooms are very specifically named. Floor 1 has arachnid and bobcat, land animals, while floor 2 has flying animals, bumblebee, condor, and dragonfly, to be specific. And they're in specific locations, so bumblebee is on the 2nd floor right above bobcat. B above B, C above C, etc., etc. Again, the app is your best friend. It'll have maps of everything. When trying to easily get your bearings and where you are, look for a sign around you and look at the map. If you're on the show floor, look on the floor above you. And this is my personal recommendation. Look for the signs on windows that say, I want to say it's Wicked Eats. Something like that. That's telling you that the food court is right there. Use that to look on the map and look out and work out where you are and how to get where you're going. If you're lost, look for Wicked Eats, and then you can look at the map and more easily find where you are and where you need to get to. Another thing you could do is ask an enforcer. Enforcers are the backbone of the convention. There are volunteers who work there and will help you, whether it's standing in line with them, playing games with the line, keeping energy up through the halls, or if you just need directions. Also, should you have a problem, talk to them, and they will help with the situation. Be nice to the enforcers. There are thousands and thousands of attendees to maybe like 100 enforcers. They're busy and have a long day. Be nice to them. They are trying their best. Purchasing things. Have fun. Just know that most things will be more expensive than getting it through other ways and outside of the con. That being said, it's fun to buy things at the convention, so I get it. Just don't go overboard, both monetarily and making sure you don't get too much, remembering there's a chance you're going to have to carry it around all day. Also, maybe carry a little cash. Smaller devs and shops might prefer it. And if not, anywhere you eat food will be a good place to use it at the end. It's fine. Also note, the convention center has Wi-Fi, but it's not great. You have thousands and thousands of people trying to be on it all at the same time. Some people streaming off of it. Just keep in mind that it can be finicky. Now, health, safety, and hygiene. A very important part. 6, 2, 1. I got this from the YouTuber Geeky Panda a few years ago, and it's the perfect way of putting it. 6 hours of sleep, 2 good meals, and 1 shower. A good shower. 6 hours of sleep because it will be a long weekend. A lot of walking, a lot of overstimulation from every angle. 2 good meals. You want to make sure to get food in you. Actual meals. I used to do 1 meal a day and snacks, or even just snacks. Just snacks. And I felt so bad by the end of the weekend. Sometimes I still do 1 meal and a snack, but I won't do it all weekend. And a shower. Or multiple per day if it makes you feel better. Do 1 in the morning and 1 at night. And I mean a good shower, not just a rinse off. You're going to a warm, busy, heavily populated place. A good shower, a good bit of soap, and scrubbing. Don't be hasty with it. To continue hygiene, deodorant. Use it. Every day. I also use a sprig of cologne too, just because. Brush your teeth, also. You'll be talking to people a lot. Present your best self. Like I said, I start every morning by preparing as if I'm like going on a date or going out for a nice meal or something. I want to present my best self each day. Especially like I'm in content creation. I want to be somewhat professional while I'm having fun. Wear good, comfortable walking shoes. You'll be getting a lot of steps every day. I've personally had bad shoes walking around and it completely messed up my leg. And by the time I got home, I had to take off work because it hurt so bad. Comfortable shoes, perhaps with some good insoles, will help you a lot. Also, take breaks. Gotten from YouTuber Pyre Sidona, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a long weekend. And yes, there's a lot to see. But don't do it at the detriment of your health or body. As I said, I would recommend taking a Band-Aid or 2 each day. Something like Tylenol wouldn't hurt either, but they will have that at the first aid area in the convention should you need it. My thought is, you can feel a headache coming on. Plenty of time to go to first aid. Like I said before, if you need a Band-Aid, it's because you're bleeding now. Also, prescription meds. Do not forget them. Your health is the most important thing. Take your meds. Do you need to travel while you're there? Walking is good, but don't feel like walking? Uber and Lyft are your best friends. I know, that sounds obvious, but I personally don't trust when someone says they're a taxi because many people just say they are and charge you a lot more, let alone the general idea of safety when it comes to getting into a stranger's car that isn't an actual service. Now, the last thing I can think of, food. As I said previously, 2 good meals a day. I will take snacks for at the hotel and a couple to munch on throughout the day, but you want real good meals. There are many options, including food trucks, the food court, food around the center, or city food. Keep in mind, it's all decently expensive. Anything from the convention center or food trucks, you're looking at like $25 with a drink. Let's start with the food trucks. They'll probably be your best bet. I say probably for a reason. Last year, the food court had different food truck vendors in it, including my favorite, chicken and rice guys. Usually, most of the food trucks are on Lawn D. I say that because last year, the convention was so late in the spring, it was May, that Lawn D, which is a grassy, like, lawn space right next to the convention center, was a public park again. So the food trucks had to come inside. You can get different things like mac and cheese, grilled cheese, ice cream, Asian cuisine, all sorts of things. The food court normally has generic food like pizza, chicken fingers with fries, burgers, etc. It's what you expect. Around the convention center, you can find things like whoopie pies, hot dogs, boba teas, chicken sandwiches, all of which are guaranteed to be the worst expense to quality ratio. Your other option is to go out to the convention center for food. There's a Dunkin' Donuts and Jimmy John's right next to Lawn D, or you could find a place in the city to walk or ride to and have delivered to you. There's a place we liked to go all the time. We won't be able to this year because it's farther away. We would go to Harpoon Brewery, or we had poutine the one year from this one place. We went in the middle of the day and then came back to the convention center. There's food all around. Neat, really neat food. And you never know what's going to be there, so keep that as an option as well. That is everything I can think of right now. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Please let me know. Or if you have any questions, like ask them and I can answer you. And I will make sure to put it in next year's podcast. I want to make next year's podcast even better. I absolutely love PAX East. And I want to help everyone have the best time and be ready. Especially since it can be somewhat overwhelming if it's your first time. Even if it's your second or third, maybe it's still a little overwhelming. I want to make it easier for people. Help people have a fun time. It is a vacation I look forward to every year. It is my big vacation every year, is to go to PAX East. Yes, I partly do it as a way to get my foot in the door with content creation and such. But it's because I love it so much. There are other shows I could go to. But I love PAX East so much that I keep going. Who knows? Next year, I might not have anybody to go with. I'll still go. I'll find a way. Because I love it so much. Thank you all for listening. Next week, there will be another PAX East podcast. It took me a moment to say that because I'm like, I planned it as a 3-part. It'll probably actually be a 4-part. The third part, next week's, will be my memories from PAX East and just different stuff that happens. Like, what does a normal trip look like? What are the yearly rituals we do? The traditions, along with just memories I have from the show. That'll be next week's podcast. The week after that, it will be... A week after that, the podcast will release while I'm in the car headed to Boston. Wait. No. Let me that week when the podcast releases, exactly a week from then, I will be in the car headed to Boston. Because it's 3 weeks from the day this comes out. Exactly 3 weeks from the day this comes out, I will be traveling to Boston. 2 weeks from the day the Memories episode, and 1 week from the day episode 4 comes out, at which point, for episode 4, we will be going through the vendor list and the panels, and I'll be talking about what I'm excited for, what I'm hoping to see from certain developers or that are there. We'll have a lot clearer picture of, like I said, about 50% of the app is updated with panels and booth names and such. And more will get added as time goes on. So I think that's what we're going to do for a 4th episode. Because I love talking about PAX and I love PAX. Thank you for listening. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you at the moment. I don't believe. So yes, thank you. And until next time, good night, listeners. Good night.